All right, we live, man. After much trial and error, we live. The microphone is working, and we gonna get right into it because we got a whole lot of shit to do. Right now, we jumping straight into reviewing every single album that's on the Apple Music Top 100 albums of all time. Now, this is part one. Part one out of 10. We're going from number 100 to number 91. And you haven't been spoiled on the list. I know what's on the list. Well, not necessarily. I don't remember everything that's on the list, but I looked through all of it already. Before we even
Yeah,
decided we was going to do this, I looked through all of it.
yeah, and that I done listened to two sets, so I done listened all the way down to 81 now at
Right.
this point. So I at least seen the first 20.
And of course, we not listening. A lot of these albums, we're not listening to them for the first time, but a lot of them we are listening to them for the first time. But the rule is, even if we've heard the album a million times, which I can confirm that it's at least two up here that I done heard more times than I can count, we still got to give them a fresh listen before doing the reviews. But with all of that being said, all of that. After a quick crash session, I'm back. Anyway, um, turn the camera back on. We can get into the first album, which is that Body Talk by Robin. That's what it's called, right?
Mhm.
Now, this is one of the ones that I hadn't heard before this. Now, turns out after listening to it, I heard the big hit song that was on it before, like in some store. But like this is the kind of shit that you would hear in some store.
To me, this is one of those albums that if I even would have seen it, I still wouldn't have listened to it. It's just simply not my cup of tea. It was surprising hearing Snoop Dogg on this album.
That shit made me laugh so fucking hard when I heard Snoop on this shit. And oh yeah. Before we even get too deep into it, like we gonna um review the album and give them a score, what we would rate it out of 10. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, keep going.
I don't know. This is probably one of the ones I remember the least. I listened to this one time. Like this one was like a one and done. It wasn't even one that I actually wanted to go back to. Uh, it's just, I mean, it's a pop album, and it's just not 100% my cup of tea. Uh, the only one I even remember off this album for real, is that Snoop Dogg one because
Mm.
I was like, oh shit, Snoop Dogg is on this. So, I mean, hey, everything ain't gonna be your cup of tea, and this one was one of those that was not my cup of tea.
Now, with the album, like to tell you the truth, one of the good things is this coming out of this shit is what you just mentioned. Is like this is an album, like you said, that I would have passed up without even giving it a second thought if, you know what I'm saying, I was just scrolling through and saw it. Like, it's not something I would have listened to. So it is a good avenue to listen to albums that you never would have gave a chance, just us doing this. But it is a pop album, like you said. It's pop. Um, and I was with you. The sentiments you had about it for the first half of the album, I felt the same way. I felt the same way. Like, okay, because the first half of the album, it sounded like, okay, she established the sound, and then it got stuck in a rut. And when I say stuck in a rut, I mean like every song started sounding the same. It was like this shit was running together for me, bruh. Like that's what it was. Like I was like, okay, this is another joint. Like let me pull up the track list on my phone or whatever. Cause of course it's a lot of fucking songs to remember. What we gonna do?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I was about to say, like, it ain't. This ain't even an album that I would even say that I had a favorite on, bro. Like, I don't know. This is just not one of those albums for me. And it being the first album, I knew I was gonna like.
I promise you, I do not know why my computer keeps doing that. Like, but anyway, I heard the last thing I heard you say was it being the first album.
Yeah, this shit being the first album, it really made me understand that this was gonna be a long experience.
Yeah, I mean this ain't gonna be easy, but this is what I'll say. Like I said, I was with those sentiments up until I got past that. Like when I got to that "Call Your Girlfriend" song, I was ready to rage quit the album. I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, okay, I've had enough of this. Like I was like, literally, if it was just me listening to that album on my own time, when I got to that song, that would have been over. It would have been it. But immediately after that, with that none of them, that's when the album shifted for me. That's when it really shifted for me, and it shifted into something where I was like, okay, now I'm interested. Not even it shifted so hard. Not just now I'm interested till I ran that song back like 3 times before I went to the next one. The sound of it, the beat, like it's like it was still pop, but it like shifted away from like some pseudo futuristic pop bullshit into some actual like some type of fake concept album from the first 8 tracks to an actual album that sounded like it was full of hits. And I'll tell you like the truth, like even though the Snoop Dogg feature, as a matter of fact, the next song on it that we dance to the beat, in my opinion, did what the first half was of the album was doing way better. Like it had that futuristic aesthetic to it way better. Like it sounded like something that an AI would have wrote. And I think that's what it was going for. And mind you, this is not an album that came out when the age of AI was popping. This is an album that came out. How many?
This shit came out in 2010, bro.
Exactly. It's 14 years old. So in a lot of ways, it sounded ahead of its time. But this is the thing. The Snoop Dogg feature, even though that was surprising, that was funny, that was like won't even of the second half of the album. Even though I like it better than anything that's on the first half, it was probably my least favorite joint. It was funny,
Yeah.
but it's just that it was outclassed by other songs on the second half of the album, and just like the Dance Hall Queen. Come on, bro. Like I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Dance Hall Queen is fucking fire, bro. And that's the one.
I do remember this one. This is the one I'm going back. I'm spinning them in my headphones too, but Dance Hall Queen, I do remember this one.
Dance Hall Queen is the one that I heard before. Like that's the song that I had heard multiple times before was Dance Hall Queen. Now I
And that
don't.
shit got that reggae vibe to it.
Hmm. Yeah. And when I heard it, I remembered. I don't like that fucking remix, that Diplo or whoever the fuck, like Diplo and that dubstep shit. I don't like that one, but like that's some bonus track bullshit. Like I don't really count that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really count that bonus track fuckery. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we're gonna get to other tracks. I mean, other albums. Like what people might say that I'm cheating for not counting the bonus track, but it's one that sticks out in my head that's on the list that I famously, when we talk about music, never have looked at the bonus tracks as part of this album. Like, and it's an album we done talked about with each other a whole lot. So, like, you'll know when we get it. It's way ahead in the list. Like, we got a long time before we get to that one. But
I already know what song it is. That's the crazy part. I know the song and the album.
Yep. Yeah. You know it. Like, that one is way. I ain't gonna say where it's at, but I remember where it's placed at. It's a long way off. But
yeah, it is.
Yeah, that Diplo remix, I could do without that, but I'm gonna have to give this album its props. Like in the first half, it became a slog. I didn't necessarily look at the first half of the album like, okay, this is complete trash. I looked at it like, okay, we've done this. Now, what are we doing? Like, why is we still on this aesthetic 4 songs later? Like, can we get some variety? Like, that's what I was looking at. But I got the variety I was looking for. My favorite song on the album is None of Them. That's my favorite. Like, that song is fire. That song is hot. Dance Hall Queen is another great one. I pretty much like everything from number 9 on. So, literally, the second half of the album. And usually, you know, that means a 5 out of 10. But, like, I can't give it a 5 because the first half of the album ain't complete dog shit, in my opinion. Like, it's just boring. It just got boring. It's like, okay, why is this dragging on so much in this fashion? So, but with the Robin Body Talk album, top 100 albums of all time, I'd have to go probably a 7 out of 10 for this one for me. Just for how strong the second half of the album is. It's literally, once I got to number 9, I got to songs that I wanted to repeat instead of wanting to skip. So that kind of weighs it out for me. That kind of balances it out. You know what I'm saying? What would you rate it?
A strong 4. I will never spin this album back. It's no chance.
I already done spun it back a couple times.
Yeah, this is more like the only reason I'm even listening to this is because we're talking about it and I wanted to jog my memory on some of these songs. And it's like I can understand. Like I'm not one of those people who's saying like it's trash. Like it's not trash. It's just not my cup of tea. And like this is not something that I would even like. I can't really catch myself listening to this. And I done listened to another album up here, and if I remember to say this, it's not the exact same, but I would say that it's in the same ballpark. And that was a much more enjoyable listen than this. Not because it's terrible or anything, just because I just don't like the music.
Right. And it's an album that's coming up. I only, we'll get to it, but it's only one album that I listened to that I felt like was outright bad so far. I know it's another one coming up in the second 10 that I feel is awful, but nobody is going to agree with me on that one. So we'll talk about that one next time because I'm going to have a lot to say about that shit. Anyway, the next one, number 90, 9 on the list is who the fuck is voting on this shit? That's what I want to know, bro. Like we already got a major discrepancy in number 99 on the list. Just pull it up, please. Who the fuck is what committee of foolishness got this album at number 99 on the top 100 of all time list?
Mm-hmm.
What committee of dumb fuckery got this? Anyway, Hotel California by the Eagles. Just the title track alone is better than some whole albums, my nigga. Is we gonna dispute that just the Hotel California track is better than some whole LPs?
Yeah, Hotel California is one of them songs, bro. And I mean, I know this song. I knew this song way before I even knew this album. This list was gonna be out, so I knew this song. Very familiar with this song, and I love that song. And to actually go through this album, it was pretty good. Like I like rock, so this was just like some shit classic. I could actually listen to. So from going from the Robin to going to this was actually a little bit better.
It's classic 70s rock. It's classic if you like shit like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, motherfucking some of the shit the Beatles was coming out with around this time. Like, if you like any of that stuff, you're gonna fuck with this. But like all of those acts, all of them, bro, they had signature tracks back then. Like you couldn't stand with them. You couldn't stand up as one of those artists, one of those groups back in the day if you didn't have one of them joints. If you ain't have a Stairway to Heaven, if you ain't have a fucking Sergeant Pepper, if you ain't have a Hotel California, if you ain't have a fucking what's my joint? It's not Iron Man. What's my joint off of the Black Sabbath album? Whatever that Black Sabbath song is called. If you ain't have a Money by Pink Floyd, man, you couldn't stand up. Like you couldn't be there. So it's not surprising that this album got one of the top all-time songs on it, because you had to be like that. You had to have it to stand up. But this is the thing. The album is not just boiled down to that fucking song. Not in my opinion. Because this one song up here, bro, that Wasted Time, but that shit is incredible, my nigga.
Nah, my shit is This New Kid in Town.
That too.
I like that song.
That too.
So, like, and this, it's like some real, like, would this shit be considered yacht rock? Like the same shit from like Hall and Oates and shit?
I don't think so. I mean, yacht rock is just any type of chill rock music, so it could be.
Like, that's what I feel like majority of these is, like some real like chill shit. Like, and I like, this is some shit that I could even like cruise to riding this shit.
Right, and that's the thing, bro. Like,
pause. That was some Ayo shit I just said. I could cruise listening to this. Like, what? I must. Oh. I don't know, bro. I just said some Ayo. I might be tired, bro. I don't know. Bro, that was wild what I just said. Like, insane. Insano Drano. But
it be like that sometimes, because like we all say some Ayo shit at times. When I'm talking about, like, the thing about this album, bro, is that it's a reason why this album done sold like 30 million copies, my nigga. Like, and it's not because it's number 99 of all time. It's not because of that. Like, it's the vocal performances on it. It's like when you listen to albums from this era and the lack of digital bullshit that's able to be used to enhance it, and niggas got to have raw skill on the microphone. It's a different type of thing. Like they gotta have raw skill on the instruments. It just puts you in a whole different vibe because it's all running through an analog board, and there's nothing between them and you when you listening to it. And ain't no Pro Tools, no auto tune and shit like that jazzing this up.
Yeah. And this is one album in particular. I don't think it's in this particular set of it's actually not in this particular set of albums, but that set that was literally the tape that I had on one album. Like it's no bullshit to go into it. It's straight music in its purest form.
Pro Tools, no auto tune and shit. I can like
rate some of these
jazz
albums higher than others because you really had to have talent, and I feel like this Hotel California really had to have talent down to the fucking T.
Yeah, and it's not the only one that's like that, like you said, but like I'm just talking about the placement. Like this is an album that's like it's the influence of it alone, bro. The iconicness of it alone, bro. Like when you see that fucking whatever that weird building is, it's on the cover of the album. You know what that is. Like you know what that is, right? You know that this is Hotel California, and like it just listening to the album, I get immersed in this joint to where it feel like I'm being transported back to the era where it was made. You know what I'm saying? Or at least I'm watching some Quentin Tarantino movie like Jackie Brown or some shit. It's just in my opinion, it's an incredible album. Like, it was like, it was almost a shock going from, because I went straight from Robin straight into this.
Same.
Like, and I've heard this album before, so it wasn't new to me. But like going straight into this from Robin, it was like a jolt. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, this is different. But again, we're gonna go into the tracks, so we're gonna go past Hotel California because everybody knows that one, everybody loves it. But like, Wasted Time is my favorite song other than that one on here. Like, and then the Wasted Time reprise where the string section bring back the melody. Like, I don't think it's any bad songs on the album.
Yeah, and not to mention it's a short album, so it's also 43 minutes long and it's only 9 songs. So
that's how they had to do it, bro. Because this shit was being recorded onto vinyl back then. They ain't have all day. They ain't have a fucking 8 gigabyte CD that they could waste all of our fucking time with. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I don't think it's a bad song on this shit either.
I think this is what I think when it comes down to the Hotel California album. I think that whoever put it at number 99 need to be barred from making fucking lists. That's what I'm thinking about. And to find out, like, as we go through this list, you will see that this list is heavily skewed against certain shit. Like, it's weird, bro. Like it's like they put Hotel California on this list because they felt like they had to. So they threw it a bone and put it at number 99.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what direction was being taken putting this list together. But I was even looking and trying to figure out like who put this album together, and I know it was like mad niggas at Apple Music.
It was Ebro was the nigga that was heading this shit up, bro. It was that goofy ass nigga, bro.
So I mean, I was just kind of, I'm just here for the music at this point, and I'm really here. I'm enjoying it like so far, but like the first two, to me at least, it's a clear gap between Body Talk and Hotel California, and it's a large gap, like a large gap. So I don't. I'm kind of not understanding the order in which they put some of these albums, because this album to me is a lot better than Body Talk.
Man, it's Hotel California, man. Like it's almost Hotel California is one of them that don't get much better than this type of situations.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, Hotel California, I probably have to rate it like a 9.5.
I give it about a 7.
Yeah, I probably have to rate it a 9.5. It's probably biased, but I've been liking this album forever, so like I already know. But number 98, what we got?
Astro World.
All right.
I was wondering how long it was going to take to get to a rap album, and it didn't take very long. I've heard Astro World before, and I don't think it's a bad album. One of my favorite songs on the album, Stop Trying to Be God.
Love that song.
R.I.P. Screw, that's another good one. Yosemite,
love
I
it.
like that one. But yeah, this one was a pretty enjoyable listen, if I must say so. Trav, it ain't better than Rodeo, but I don't think this nigga has dropped a better album than Rodeo yet. Astro World, I give that shit I give it about a 6-7ish. A 6-7ish also.
Like Astro World, I mean, we done talked about this album before. It's like it ain't gotta be a long drawn out. Astro World, I'm going straight up, bro. Like I'm gonna tell you my problem with Astro World. Astro World got this issue. It got a fucking issue where you get a amazing track and then you gotta slog through 4 tracks of bullshit before you get to the next good one. Like Stargazing, like that's an intro right there. When I first heard Astro World, I'm ready. Then I gotta listen to Carousel, Goodbye, Sicko Mode, Get It Out of Here. Come on, I know Sicko Mode is diamond. I know people love it, but that song fucking sucks, bro. Like that shit, like that first fart beat, bro. Like I can't stand that shit, bro. Like I like the Take Keith section, the Out Like a Light, Slept Through the Flight. I like that one with Drake. Mm-hmm. Rip Screw, it's okay. And then Stop Trying to Be God. Love it. No Bystanders.
Yeah, that's my favorite shit right there. Stop Trying to Be God.
Skeletons. Like it. Wake Up. T and 5% Tint. NC-17. Astro Thunder. Yosemite. Another one that I love. Can't Say. That's the rare time where we got 2 bangers back to back. Who What? Butterfly Effect. Another great one. And then Houston Fornication and Coffee Beans, all right. Like it don't even sound like it belong with the rest of the tracks though. Coffee Bean don't. It don't sound like it's to have this and not Rodeo. Like, but because the way I understand it is one album per artist, except for the two times that it wasn't one album per artist. But we'll get to that later. But
yeah, I don't even know what artist got two albums.
I know one at least that has two up here. But I think it's a second artist that got two. But I know for sure one has two. But this instead of Rodeo, bro, like is people really deluding themselves out there to think? But Travis Scott been on the fucking L streak album wise since he released Rodeo. He had the two mixtapes. Had Al Faro and Days Before Rodeo, and then Rodeo came out, and to me, that shit was game changing. Rodeo was. That was a landscape shifting album. It's miles better than Astro World is. Now, like, I ain't gonna sit up here in front and say that Astro World is the worst that he's done because it's not called Birds in the Trap, same McKnight. But I mean, I gotta give probably Astro probably a 4.5, 5. I give it a 5. That's what it is to me. Like it got some strong tracks on it, but it got more tracks that I dislike or more tracks that I'm indifferent on than I want to listen to. It's just like I'm not spinning Astro World like that. I might go spin Yosemite, Stop Trying to Be God, spin Stargazing, but I usually dip in, hit one of those tracks, and I'm out again. It's not something that I'm not going through that fucking track list. Like Astro World, man, that's got to be one of the most overrated rap albums that I ever heard in my life. That's what it is. So that Astro World 5.
Yeah, I give it about a 6, 7. In that range. Rage Against the Machine, 97.
All right.
This was one of them ones that I've definitely heard. You know, I
know you heard Killing in the Name.
That's the biggest. That's like I think their biggest song. But with this album, at least, this is one of those ones where I had to be in the mood to listen to this shit.
Now I will say that I think every Rage Against the Machine album was like platinum, bro. Like when I looked into them, I think they sold way more records than I thought. I know Killing in the Name is the famous one. But they never stopped selling records. They just stopped releasing them. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I like Killing in the Name. That's heat. I like that song. But this was one of them ones that I was kind of wishing that it would end a lot. Like, I was 4 songs in, like, damn, I sure do want to hear something else right now. And I think it was just simply I wasn't in the mood to listen to this album as much as I thought I was. So, I mean, and this is even one that I would go back and listen to on a different day, but just on that day, I was like, bro, I'm ready to not listen to this anymore. It's like the political rock rap.
That's exactly what it is. It's a political album. With Rage Against the Machine, I mean, just the name of it is politics. Rage Against the actual machine. But with this album, like, I might have been in the mood to listen to it. Like, I wasn't really hoping that it would end. I enjoyed the album all the way through. I hadn't ever listened to the album. I heard Killing in the Name. Like and Killing in the Name is a great track. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think Killing in the Name, even though it's the famous, is the fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. Like, is that so catchy right there? It's not head and shoulders above everything else to me that's on the album. Like, it's not. It's to me, Rage Against the Machine. Like, it's
to me, and then I'm gonna say this, and then you can finish, bro. To me, a lot of this Rage Against the Machine shit was sounding like WWE entrance music, bro.
That's because that shit was used as WWE entrance music before.
I can tell.
But it ain't because it don't sound like it sounds like WWE entrance music because it was WWE entrance music. I don't think it would sound like that if it was never used as it. Because I think it sounds like WWE entrance music because you literally have heard it as WWE entrance music.
Bro, I was like, and I'm spinning back some of these joints now, just trying to, jog my memory. I went to Wake Up, and Wake Up is not a bad song in any way, shape, or form, bro. None of these songs are bad. It's just like, I'm hearing it start, and I'm just seeing a wrestling nigga walk out to this shit, like, fireworks going off in the background on some SmackDown versus Raw type of shit, bro. And it's not bad.
Like, Wake Up do sound like a nigga is about to come out and do a German suplex on somebody. It sound like when the match is already going on and the famous nigga that everybody want to see his song all of a sudden start and the crowd go wow. Wow. Ah! Wow. Oh my God. Here comes that guy. He's coming. He has a steel chair in his hand. No. Like some Royal Rumble, not Royal Rumble, some WrestleMania shit.
Bro, this shit, I'm trying to tell you, bro. This shit sounds like the people's elbow, my nigga. But it's not whack, bro. Like, it's not. It's just, you gotta be in the mood to listen to that shit, bro.
Bro, this shit is hot, bro. Wake Up is
I ain't gonna lie. I gotta see. I know this Wake Up song is a nigga's WWE theme song, bro.
I don't know. When I see Rage Against them, hold on.
Yo,
they did the D-Generation X.
I knew. Nah, it ain't DX. I knew where I heard this shit from though. The Dave Miller Freestyle BMX 2. It wasn't WWE. It was this fucking bike game right here.
I think they did
had this shit on the Game Boy.
I think Rage Against the Machine did a WWE song though. I wouldn't
be surprised, bro. That should be perfect for they would make good music for the WWE, bro.
Bro, Settle for Nothing is probably my favorite song on the album though. I love that shit. Settle for Nothing is probably my favorite song on the album. Even over Killing in the Name. I like how Settle for Nothing starts off. It starts off with a slow build. And then it's like a car crash happening 4 bars into the verse. Like, I think the Rage Against the Machine album, to tell you the truth, is one of the few rap rock albums that did it well.
Yeah.
Like, not like some shit that's just some novelty. Like, man, I truthfully, I don't think some of them Limp Bizkit albums is that whack. Like people say they are, but
like I fuck with Limp Bizkit. I fuck with Limp Bizkit, bro. I know a lot of their shit. Like it was a time where I was really going back and listening to their shit for real. But I mean, one of my favorite joints up here is that Wake Up. Like I actually like that song. Like that shit reminded me of my childhood. Like straight up. like watching WWE, like even though that shit ain't got nothing to do with the WWE, like that shit sounds like my childhood, bro.
And I think Rage Against the Machine, like I don't really give a fuck about politics, but at the end of the day, the music is the music first, and the politics is secondary to all of that. Like I said, Killing in the Name. I don't even think it's a song up here that I don't like. The one criticism you can give about it is they kind of all got the same vibe, bro. They like rock songs with a political leaning. Right. Like they got some of them got similar chord progressions. Like they don't, not chord progressions, but they all have that hard edged sound. Like they don't, the guitar riffs is all like hard rock guitar riffs. You don't got no soft shit up here. The exception with the one kind of soft is the beginning part is Settle for Nothing. But I mean, like I don't really give a fuck. Like I like the album. I give it an 8.5.
Yeah, I give it a 6. I'm rating. I don't know, and I'm really rating these albums. Like this ain't like I'm rating them on how good they are. I'm rating them on how much I myself like them.
That's how my that's my rating system.
Like I give it a 6. Like it ain't terrible. Like it ain't no shit that's like it stinks, but
I mean, like it has its flaws. Like it has its flaws. Like you gotta be wanting to listen to a samey type of album, but I'm not against albums being samey if I'm like with the Robin shit. It was samey on something I wasn't just interested in the first place for the first half. But this is kind of samey on the tip of something like that I would want to listen to anyway. So there we go. Rage Against the Machine, 8.5 for me.
I get that shit 6.
What we got next?
Next one.
Bruh.
Pure Heroin.
Lord. Pure Heroin.
I done listened to this one. This is one of the albums that I really, really knew. Bruh, like I was listening to this shit. When did this shit come out? It came out. I was probably a fucking teenager when this shit came out.
Bruh, ain't no doubt you was a teenager.
Bro, 2013, bro. This was like freshman year. One of the songs that really like is heat to me is that damn Royals, of course.
Of course, everybody know Royals. Bro, that's some NBA 2K music right there, bro.
Exactly. But my favorite song on this shit
is my favorite.
Glory and Gore. Glory and Gore is fucking fire, bro. Like that song is so heat, bro. Like that shit is heat rock, bro. Like straight heat rock.
I don't think she cared about her career, bro, because I swear, like, what Billie Eilish ended up being, I thought that's what Lorde was on the way to being.
Right.
Like, but, yeah, Glory and Gore is my favorite song on this shit, bro. Like, when I first listened to this album, that's the song I used to listen to. I didn't listen to the album. I listened to that shit over and over.
Mm-hmm. That song is too fucking good.
That
like,
shit
it's too good, bro.
But I like Royals. I like what's that joint? The one from 2K. What's that shit called? Team.
Yeah, Team.
Yeah. But this is like that. I don't even know what genre to call it. It's pop. But it's that kind of pop I like. Yeah, bro. It's like some emo pop or something. Like emo, but
it's teen pop.
It's great music, man. It's nostalgic though. Music. It's nostalgic. I mean, I remember hearing Team on NBA 2K, bro. Like, But I can't believe she just stopped. Like I don't know that Lord is a person that I don't think ever wanted to be fucking famous, bro. Yeah, like
Shit, probably not. She probably just wanted to make music. Got to the fame part and saw that shit went all peaches and cream and was like, all right, I'm getting the fuck out of here while I still can.
but bro, have on another note, have you ever heard her cover of "I Can't Hold My Liquor" by Kanye, bro?
Mm-mm. That shit good?
Bruh, that shit is flames. It's better than his fucking version.
I'm about to listen to it right now.
Bruh, it's almost like that Lizzie girl that did the "Pursuit of Happiness" cover by Kid Cudi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like shit. Yeah, yeah, she did a better job at that shit than that nigga, bro.
I would say out of my, like, up to this point right here, when I got to this album, this was my favorite listen. And I gave this album an 8.
I would agree with that. I would give the Lord album an 8. Um, it's always been a good album. I always liked it though. I've heard this album multiple times. So like this ain't some new shit to me. Like, and I've always liked this album. Glory and Gore kept me coming back to this album alone. But just like this album just reminds me of 2013, 2014. Even though I like Tennis Courts too. I just like how her voice sounds.
Same. She has a really good voice.
I haven't heard any more of her albums after this, to tell you the truth, though. Like, so maybe I didn't like it enough to listen to other albums, but I liked it enough to listen to this one. Mm-hmm. Bro, that tennis court, bro. I'm doing this for the thriller. That shit.
To start off the fucking album, though, that's the crazy part. To start the album off like that, and then Royals, and then Glory and Gore when you get damn near to the end, like it's a good album.
The album carries, my nigga. But this is the thing about it. Like, it do sound like some shit you would hear on Euphoria, but I'm glad I haven't heard none of it on Euphoria. Tainting my fucking listening experience, reminded me of that bullshit show.
That's actually the perfect take, bro. This shit is the soundtrack to Euphoria, straight up. Like, this shit was way before Euphoria, but this shit could be the soundtrack to a fucking high school teen show about some teens fucking getting fucked up, doing drugs, all that, like all that type of shit.
Because that's probably what her ass was doing when she made it.
Probably. But nah, bro, this is a good album. This is probably one of my favorites so far. So far on the list, this is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I would give this album, an 8. Definitely one of my favorites from the listen so far. I haven't had nothing that I hated though so far. My least favorite listen so far has been Astro World, but that's predictable if you know me. We can go to the next joint. And the next one is where I thought that I was gonna be like, fuck no.
Bro, 95 Confessions by Usher, bro. I actually never even went through this whole album either. Like, I never went through this whole album until this ranking that we're doing.
I was about to say the same thing. Like, I was about to say, I had never heard this album at all. The only songs I had heard off of here is Burn, Confessions, and I've never heard nothing that wasn't a single.
Bro, My Boo is on this album. I know you heard that.
I heard that too. And whatever was a single, I've heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, but the non-single tracks, even the one with Jadakiss, never heard it until this.
Yeah. and I was actually about to get into that, right? So obviously, I'm not gonna pick a song that I'm not gonna pick Confessions Part 2 as like my favorite song. I'm not gonna pick Bird. So
I don't like either one of those fucking
shit,
songs.
Caught Up actually was one of them. That shit is a hit too. Like one of them crazy ones.
And I've heard Caught Up.
Yeah. Superstar 2. Like this album, I ain't gonna lie, this album is full of fucking hits, bro. Like it's full of fucking hits, bro.
And this is what I'll say. Yeah is one thing. Yeah, ain't a song that I like that much, but it was listenable to me. It was undeniable as a hit. But like I liked Freak a Leak better. I mean, because Freak a Leak and Yeah got the same beat. Like
they do.
I mean, the Freak a Leak, like Yeah was originally about to be the Freak a Leak. Freak a Leak was about to be the beat for that. Like that one originally gonna be a Petey Pablo beat. Petey Pablo made the song first. He had it in a beat pack that Lil Jon had sent him. But Caught Up, like out of the 5 songs that I had heard, because I heard all the singles, Caught Up was the one I actually liked. Like that's the one I would listen to. But the thing I would say about this album, Confessions, I didn't hate the album. I thought I was gonna hate it. I'm not an Usher fan at all. I thought I was gonna hate this album.
Gonna hate this shit, bro. I knew I was gonna go into this shit, singing and all type of shit, bro. I fuck with this album.
I wouldn't go as far as saying I fuck with it, but I thought I was gonna just outright want to rage quit it, and I didn't. I didn't want to rage quit the album.
It's not bad, bro. I get this shit like a 7-8. It's like in that 7-8 range, 7.5.
It's a Usher. It's a good album. Usher is a hit maker. Like he was definitely one back then. I think this album sold 10 million copies. And some of the tracks, like the one with Jadakiss, like
I like that one. That throwback.
Yeah. To Take Your Hand, they got kind of that sample from the Uptown Anthem by Naughty by Nature. Like it got a riff that's inspired by that. I wouldn't outright. I wouldn't go as far as to say it was completely sampled, but it ain't something I want to run back to. But it's something that I will give the credit that proved me wrong on me thinking I was gonna hate it. The My Boo track, like it grew on me. Like I like that song now. I still don't like Confessions. I don't like that song at all. Like
what? Confessions?
Yeah, I don't like that.
I ain't gonna lie. This joint got so many like hits on it. It's crazy. Like this shit. It's just a good album, bro.
Yeah, you know what other song I don't like on the album? Burn. I think it's funny because of the Boondock shit, but
yeah. But when I heard Burn, that's all I could think about was the Boondock shit. But bro, this album is in that 7 and 8 range for me.
I give it a 6.
My favorite song outside of the real heaters on this shit is probably that throwback. I like Do It To Me. But I think my favorite song with the hits though is probably My Boo. Bro, that shit's fire. That song is too nice.
My favorite song my favorite non-hit song is probably the Take Your Hand. My favorite hit song up here is still Caught Up. Caught Up is fire, bro. But I touche, Usher. I didn't hate Confessions. I had never heard the motherfucker, but I didn't hate it. So I give it that much. I think it was a decent album.
This was very decent. Now this next album, on the other hand, bro,
I think I know where we going.
This one is gonna be hard to rate.
It ain't gonna be hard for me to
Burial
fucking
by
rate.
True. This one was like, you know, it was an electronic album. This shit is background noise. That's what I treated this album as. I sat on the floor listening to this shit, like literally, like just sitting on the floor listening to it, bro. This shit is almost borderline background noise. Um, it's one of those albums that you can sit and do your homework to. Uh, so I don't have a favorite song. I don't have a quotable. Like I don't really have much to give you from this album. I wish I did. I sent you one song off this album, bro. Let me see if I can go find it. I did send you one. Raver. And that's the last song on the joint.
And this is what we getting to right here. I wanted to rage quit this motherfucking album, bro. This is the first album I listened to. I did not want to finish this shit. And when it started off, I was interested. I will say that it didn't establish a bad precedent with the first track after the intro, like Archangel. Like after the Untitled, Archangel wasn't bad. Bruh, as I'm progressing through the album, I felt like the song never changed. I felt like I would listen to a 50-minute long fucking song, bruh. It all I respect the artistry and because this is an album from 2007 where the artist actually it's early type shit where he was using like a whole digital program. I can't remember the name of it to make the whole thing. Now that's second nature to people. But like he crafted a whole album in something that's the equivalent of FL Studio. Recorded it and everything. I understand that, but I ain't like it at all until you got to Raver. Like Raver was the one. I was like, well, damn. We finally got there. Like I actually did like Raver. Like that was a song I actually listened to more than once.
Bro, this album is one of the stations that you would turn on in a racing game, and this would be some of that racing. Like it'll be Raver at least, bro. That would be a song that you could at least do a little race to. But bro, this one was probably my least favorite listen, if I'm being honest. It wasn't enough to really hold its weight. It wasn't much that was really rememberable other than Raver. I sent that one to you. Me, I gave it a 2.5, bro.
And the album, like, to me, it sounded like one of them stations that's on Grand Theft Auto 3 before they start getting, like, the big budget music and the fucking shit, bro. Like, this is head radio.
You're right, though. You're definitely right. This is one of them joints that you just gotta. For me, I had to power through this shit. Like I had to power through listening to this.
And I looked at the Wikipedia, bro. This album got 10s from every fucking outlet that reviewed it, bro. 10s across. I'm not talking about bullshit. I'm talking about shit like Pitchfork and shit like that. Don't quote me. Maybe Pitchfork didn't give it a 10, but publications that's of that standing. I just don't see it. I give it like a 2. I do love it.
And it also, it's a different time. Like, it was 2007, bro. Like,
but like we listen to shit from like 1995, and bro, that shit is still a 10. So fuck time. like so like.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that, but bro. Yeah, this one was my favorite thing to listen
This
to.
is my least favorite, but I do love Raver. I will say at least we haven't had a song. I haven't come across an album yet that's offer that's like a straight up everything on it. I hate it, but I had two songs on here I enjoy: Archangel and Raver. But as the rest of it, like, yeah, I'm good on that shit. What's next?
Solange,
This
Seated 93. This one was an actual
surprise.
This was a play.
I had never heard this album before.
Neither have I.
I had never heard it.
I actually enjoyed this album. My favorite song on this shit was I would assume it was the single. I don't know the singles off this album. I didn't look.
I think Crane in the Sky was a single. I had heard that before, not the whole song, but just heard it in passing. So I knew that was a single.
I also fuck with the interludes up here. Like she had Master P on the interludes. She had them on some of them. That shit was fire. It was just a good listen all the way around, bro. She had a Wayne feature up here. That one was pretty cool.
Yeah, the Wayne feature was good.
It was a surprise though. I will say that. I didn't know I was gonna like this album as much as I did. And I did enjoy listening to this. I actually was like, okay,
bro,
this is good.
This album had songs that I flat out just was like, bro, this is going into my fucking rotation. Like, don't you wait. That shit is flames, bro. That shit is flames.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cranes in the Sky, Don't Touch My Hair.
That's another good one. I was gonna say that one, but that Sampha, that shit's fire. Mad as heat though. Mad as heat, bro.
Rise, Weary. Like I don't know, bro. Like this album was long, but it don't even matter, bro. Like the Q-Tip feature, bro. I just love this album, bro. I done listened to this album a whole lot since we started this shit. Like it kept. I think I listened to it 2 times back to back before I went to the next joint, and I think that this is because although the album didn't get to come out when it was supposed to come out, the influences of that album, you had to, up until 2009, you had to dig holes to find that motherfucker. That Q-Tip album that got shelved because he had made the Amplified album, which went platinum, which was a smash hit, had Vibrant Thing and all that shit on it. And then he made some neo soul rap album that the label didn't fucking want, bro. Like that's what happened. Like, bro, what the fuck is going on? That's what he did. Like, what the hell is going on? Oh shit, my bad. I'm messing shit up. But the album, like I really can't find a single fault with it. Like, and the thing about it is, what a way to separate yourself from being Beyonce's sister. That shit don't sound like nothing you would ever hear Beyonce make.
Nah. I actually, back when we reviewed all of the Beyonce albums, bro, I like this better than the Beyonce albums, bro. Like, I enjoyed listening to this more than I did listening to the mother Beyonce albums.
That Kamal the Abstract album, you can tell motherfuckers heard it even though it won't out there to be heard for 7 years. Because it was supposed to come out in 2002 and it didn't. And this shit sound like something that could have been on it. Solange, you see that the table, I gotta go ahead on and pull out both hands. No homo.
You gave this album a 10?
Straight up. It's by far my favorite, and it's better than shit that's way at the top of the list to me. Cause I know some shit that's up at the top of the list. There's one at the top of the list that is better than, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
I give this one a 7. I mean, I'm not gonna give it a 10 outright, but it's definitely a good 7, a good 7, 8. It's a good 7 or 8.
And this is the type of shit that's right up my alley. I love neo soul type shit, bro.
Yeah.
I love
it was a
these.
very enjoyable listen, though.
All right, what we on to next?
Museum-worthy art that heals. That's a good way to put it.
It's amazing.
All right, 92, Flower Boy, Tyler.
This is one this is the one I was anticipating listening to the most. Because believe it or not, I had never heard this album before. I'll tell you the truth.
Heard this shit before.
The first Tyler the Creator album I ever listened to was Igor, bro.
Igor's fire. I like that shit.
Well, let me not lie. If you count Bastard as a Tyler the Creator album, I know it's like a mixtape or something. But I listened to Bastard, and then the next one I listened to after Bastard was Igor. Like, I never listened to that golf shit where he was on the cartoon on the bike. I never listened to Cherry Bomb. Never listened to this. I listened to Igor and then Call Me If You Get Lost. All right. But I know that Flower Boy is a highly regarded Tyler the Creator album.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the Tyler the Creator albums that I've heard, it don't crack those like to me. It don't crack Igor or Call Me If You Get Lost to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's decent. It's all right, but it's like it's like I'm listening to some Tyler the Creator shit. It sounded like to me it was just laying the groundwork for where he was going.
Yeah,
and it sounded
that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna wait for you to finish, but I do think this was the album that laid the groundwork to get those Igors, to get those to Pimp a Butterfly. What the fuck? To get those Call Me If You Get Lost. So I feel like this was just the creation of those albums. What's some of your favorite tracks from this?
Pothole.
That's one of my favorites.
That's one of my favorite joints. Who That Boy Is Okay. I don't like it that much, but I know that's the big hit. I have heard that because I used to watch those like wild concert reactions, and I watched the roof fly off the fucking place when that shit comes on. So I like how abstract and out there that Garden Shed sounds. Like, so but fucking I Ain't Got Time. I like the hyper Tyler the Creator shits and not those laid back joints where he be singing on here.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. 911, Mr. Lonely, that might be my favorite song on the shit. It's between that one and See You Again. Those two are probably like those are some of my favorite Tyler the Creator songs in general. So that singing shit and the laid back shit, that's more of my vibe. Like I fuck with those songs. So um those
But
two is
but
probably my favorite.
but
And Boredom. Boredom's good
911
too.
Mr. Lonely, that shit is different though. That shit is crazy. That's like a fucking um a Gap band cover, bro. That
Yeah.
shit fire as fuck.
But he on some singing shit.
But I'm
Well,
talking
Frank
about.
Ocean, both of them
Let me
niggas fantasy.
let me find one of the ones I'm talking about. I love November. The ones that I'm talking about, I ain't talking about. I'm talking about that stereotypical Tyler the Creator, Odd Future singing like glitter. That's the ones I'm talking about. Like
I just like this album, bro. I mean, simple as form, bro. I like this album.
and it is.
This is gonna be the highest one I rate today, though. I gave this one a 9.
If this is, do this sound crazy? I think you gave another one a 9 too.
Nah, not today. I gave that the other highest one was pure heroin, and I gave that an 8.
Yeah.
So
This is crazy. You want me to tell you this song I spun the most on here? Like the shit that's to me is like the most incredible display of talent that this nigga displayed, in my opinion.
mhm.
It's the last song on the album, Enjoy Right Now Today, where he don't say a fucking word. Like just the muscles being flexed as a producer.
That nigga is a stellar ass producer too, though.
Bro, that enjoy right now today, bro. That shit right there, I don't even know how to describe what happened when I was listening to that. And I don't know what kind of voodoo was on the shit, bro, but like, it ain't no words on it. I'm just in, my mind is just visualizing random shit when I'm hearing it. Like it's like I'm on some sort of trip or something. Like my mind was like I'm all over the place, like I was in the fucking Yellow Submarine with the Beatles. Like it's like that's but like right now, Enjoy Right Now Today is my favorite song on it. It's not even no rapping on it. But, I would give this one a 7.5. That's my.
I mean, mine might have been a little bit biased because I actually I like all this nigga's music damn near. So it could have been biased, but fuck it.
I mean, it's what the thing is, rating it the way the fuck you feel like it should be rated at.
Yeah, this was. I mean, out of all of these albums that I listened to on this section of the list, this album was definitely one of my favorite listens. Besides the Lord and the Solange joint.
Solange is my favorite album from this section of the list. But I would just go like the only album on this section of the list I didn't enjoy was The Burial. Like I didn't enjoy the
hard to enjoy.
I didn't enjoy the first half of the Robin joint, but I enjoyed the second half of it. So, but on to the last one. George Michael, Listen Without Prejudice, Volume 1.
This joint right here can be scored in almost every single movie
that came out between fucking 1990 and 1996.
Bro, it can be scored in all of those.
Tell me that
It's a bunch
freedom.
of feel good though. It's a bunch of feel good music.
Tell me that Freedom 1990 don't sound like that opening scene where the Brooklyn Bridge is in the fucking shot where the credits is rolling, bro. Like, and all of them movies from the 90s, this shit had a bridge at the beginning, bro. And this song, a song like this is playing. If it's a white movie, this is playing. If it's a black movie, what's that movie? Hold on, bro. We gotta go on a tangent, bro. Look. Bro. Hold on. Watch this.
That Freedom 90, that shit sound like fucking who could be in that movie that got that shit in there? Gotta find this nigga, bro. What's this white man's name?
Let me see if this is shit, bro. No, this ain't the movie I'm thinking about, but I remember the movie at a later time. Maybe it's Half Baked. I don't know. But yeah, this is it's quintessential 90s pop, bro. Like, and I don't I'm not opposed to that at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like shit like that. I was a little kid when this type of stuff was coming out, so it's nostalgic to me. I mean, of course, the most iconic George Michael song is that that one. What's that one with the horns on it that's in all the memes, bro? Careless Whisper.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, I like Freedom 1990.
That's a good one.
I like They Won't Go When I Go. Like, again, like, George Michael was just that fucking guy, bro. Like, I can't really, it ain't something I'm gonna listen to every single day, but it's enjoyable listen when you in the mood to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, like you said, it's a lot of feel good music on there, and and it just bring me back to being a little kid, bro. But what that damn bossa nova track come from? That Cowboys and Angels, bro. That one is kind of out there.
I ain't gonna lie, that's the one that I was spinning right now, bro. That's the one I was spinning in my headphones right now. I mean, I just feel like this was it was something that could have been made at that time, bro. This came out in the 90s. It sounds like the 90s, bro.
I think it came out in 1990. But like, bro, like it's a it's a good album, but to me, that shit kicked into overdrive. Cause like, even though I heard Freedom, everybody's heard Freedom, like, but when I got to the Soul Free, nigga, it was hard for me to hit the next, but it was hard for me not to keep hitting that button to take that motherfucker back to the beginning, bro. I ain't even gonna Soul Free, nigga. That shit, I love those. I know he's not Jamaican and shit, but those 1990s reggae pop songs like this, Shy Guy, what's my man's name? What's my man's name? Shabba Ranks. Any shit he was making in the 90s, bro. This shit is right up my alley, bro. Like. So Soul Free was what I was. That's my favorite song on the album. That's what I was spinning back the most. It's a white dude singing on a reggae beat. I don't give a fuck. I'm about the music. I ain't about all of that cultural appropriation shit. I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do think this was a good album though, and this one surprised me because I didn't think I was gonna like it as much.
I was familiar with George Michael, so I knew that the album had the potential to be to be a likable, to be an enjoyable listen. Like I knew, like I've heard George Michael, bro. Everybody's heard "Careless Whisper." But like most people, like I mean, "Careless" with that first opening horn section is used in all the memes. But "Careless Whisper" is actually a good song beyond the meme bullshit. So, um, George Michael is a talented dude. Like, so I wasn't apprehensive about the listen to this one. Like, and I could give it a comfortable 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I give it a 6, just because I'm saving my 10s, bro. I gotta see what else is on this list. But yo, so I made this right.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you put the album's best to worst?
All right, so if we going best, I would go Solange #1 for me.
All right, switch Burial, because
that's the worst. I would go.
I feel like Astro World is in a pretty cool spot. I switch out these two. Put the Usher a little bit higher. I switch to Tyler.
Yeah,
put Robin right there.
I would
and
put.
Then I switch Rage.
I'm not really a Usher fan, so like Usher would be kind of towards the middle for me.
Like, you can even do that right there.
I put him.
I feel like
I put
right
that
here.
nigga above. I put the Usher shit above Astro World.
You put the Usher above Astro?
Hell yeah. I put the Usher. I put the Confessions above Astro World in my book. And I would probably. It would be a slight push. It would just have to be. It depend on the day where I would rank Rage Against the Machine and Tyler the Creator. Like depending on what I want to hear that day, I guess. Those is kind of like a push to me. I would put like Tyler the Creator and Rage Against the Machine above the Usher one though. Like,
for real?
Yeah. So like I would probably put Rage Against. I would probably put Usher where Rage Against the Machine is at. Put it there. I would probably put George Michael where Travis Scott is at, and put Travis Scott down there. Shit. Yeah, that's what I would probably leave it. I would probably even put that Robin album above Astro World, truthfully.
Niggas said the Robin album above Astro World. That's crazy.
Shit, bruh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Burial is my least favorite, but like I'm pretty like Displacement. Probably where I would go with it at, like, cause these 3 right here is the ones that I like the most, like. Like if cause when I give the number out, I'm giving the number out on how much I enjoyed it as a listen. But when I give the placement out, I'm giving the placement out based on like how likely I am to go hear the motherfucker again. And I'm likely to go listen to these 5 before I go listen to these 5. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, even though I gave the George Michael album a higher cumulative score than I gave the Tyler the Creator, like Tyler the Creator got songs on there. Like I will go listen to that instrumental track on this album before I listen to anything that's on this. So like that's just how it is. Like shit. Like, but this one, like I just listen to this. Like these albums right here. even these albums right here to me is a pretty representative top 3 of how I would rank this set of 10. I know what's gonna be number fucking 0 on my next set of 10 though, but you'll have to see that when we get to it. I know what's going you know what's gonna be number you know what's gonna be.
I'm ready to get to that one, but before we forget, Atomy.com, promo code RRPOD. Go up there and get your 6 free videos, 50% off almost everything on the online store. Free and discreet shipping, a lover's kit. Did I mention 6 free videos? Atomy.com, promo code RRPOD.
And then we will be back on Saturday probably with the next 10 and the reviewing every fucking thing in the Apple Top 100. Every one of them. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Bro, like I said, like it ain't no turning back now, but like I'm already starting to think, what the fuck did we get ourselves into with this one?
Yeah. I mean, I done already listened to the next ones.
Yep.
I listened to all of these. So now I was spinning that Marshall Mathers LP. I didn't make it to the rest of these yet. I only listened to the Marshall Mathers LP so far, but I'm gonna listen to the rest of these probably this week.
I'm on
Nah. Yeah. This is the last one I listened to.
I didn't want to get too far into it before we did this.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to still be able to like have the other ones fresh in my mind, the first 10. So I'm on the Fame Monster. That's where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but now that we're done with this set, I can go on past the Fame Monster and keep it moving. But yeah, man. Apple Music Top 100.